Hey, welcome to another Plein Air Super Qualifier. This time I'm playing some Orzhov Doom Foretold. I've run into this deck a handful of times. It seemed pretty strong to me, so I'm giving it a try. Right now, the meta has trended away from creature decks again, and so I don't really feel comfortable running the Planeswalker deck, which tends to be better against the aggro creature decks and like red and green decks more than your inverter decks and stuff like that. That said, find out if my opponent decides to show up for round one. So, anyways, the idea of this deck is to play a whole bunch of enchantments that get incremental value, draw some cards, and kind of make your opponent discard and sacrifice everything they try to do until they die. See if it ends up working well or not. Let's see. The rest of the spoilers came out for Ikoria over the last couple days. A lot of really interesting cards to try to build around. I think the things I'm most interested in for Pioneer are trying to build some kind of cycling deck or just generic Jeskai control. Curious if like a Planeswalker-less Jeskai control build, or at least light on Planeswalkers, could end up being strong. Besides Jeskai control, Cat Tribal using Kahira as a companion could be interesting. I'm curious how good just having a companion that plays really, really well with your primary game plan is going to end up being. Well, this hand looks pretty good to me, so let's keep. So besides Pioneer Cats, also Black-White Auras. Black-White Auras is particularly interesting because it already basically doesn't run any permanents that cost more than 2, so Luris seems like it could just be an insane addition to that deck. Like, just keep how it's built right now, and adding Luris is going to significantly increase the power level of the deck, I think. Mausoleum Wanderer. Alright, so playing against Spirits. So, Oath of Kaya, Doom Foretold. It's really going to be all about resolving these Doom Foretold's. Depends on how many spell quellers they have or don't have. Is there anything particularly useful? I guess Fatal Pushes and Noxious Grasps and potentially Kerneros. Just a 3/3 lifelink. I don't know how good that's going to be. Fatal Pushes and Noxious Grasps are going to be the really important cards. So this looks like a spell queller. I don't want to get my Oath of Kaya spell quellered, because then I'm going to be in a really bad position against a to try to resolve Doom Foretold on the following turn. So I'm going to let this go. It's probably going to be a Rattle Chains here. Oh, Nebelgast Herald, okay. Hopefully the life gain of Birth of Melithalis will kind of help, but yeah, the Spell Queller, if he's got a bunch of Spell Quellers, it's going to be really bad for me. That's kind of what I'm expecting. Oath of Kaya is very good. Alright, so let's try Doom Foretold and see how this works. I think if the Doom Foretold sticks, I'm in pretty decent shape. Ooh, nice. I like that. Okay, I don't like that very much. Brazen Borrower. Alright, well I can't really use Doom Foretold very well right now, so let's get this Oath of Kaya down. And kill the Brazen Borrower. I think I'm going to use Final Payment on the Nebelgast Herald. Yeah. Cast, sacrificing a creature. Kill the Nebelgast. Let's see if he has something for this. Okay, so he does have a Rattle Chains. Alright, so now let's Flicker of Fate on Oath of Kaya. Retrigger the Oath of Kaya and try to kill the Rattle Chains. Hope he doesn't have another Rattle Chains. I get the read that he doesn't have a Spell Queller, otherwise I think he would have already played it. Thinking for quite a while on this one. Kind of curious what's up. If it is a Spell Queller, then I guess I will Oath of Kaya the Spell Queller. That kills it. Flicker of Fate on the Oath of Kaya comes back, and then we get to find out whether or not he knows to sacrifice the thing. I think I just run out another Oath of Kaya. Treacherous Blessing is way too risky at the moment. And then kill another Nebelgast Herald. Back to 17. Alright, so this isn't bad. So things I gotta be worried about are mostly just Collected Company. Alright, another Nebelgast. That's pretty minor. I need this company to not hit something really good. If it's a Spell Queller, I'm basically dead. Nebelgast and Borrower? I mean, it's a lot of damage. But I might not be dead yet. So I'm going to take 8 down to 5. So... is this a second collected company? Okay, yeah, now I'm just dead. Unless it totally whiffs. No. Okay, so I'm just dead. Well, collected company is a good card. Alright, so what do I want here? I think History of Benalia is not very good. I think I definitely want Fatal Push and Noxious Grasps. Take out the 2 Treacherous Blessings. Maybe put in a Kerneros. This seems like a hard matchup just because they've got a lot of things to prevent my Doom Foretold from just like actually doing the thing. And they've got a lot of cheap permanents, which is also kind of troublesome for alright, well this is a keep because I've got some lands and stuff. Blast Zone might end up being pretty decent. With like a Trial of Ambition or something like that. So they kept 7. Wow. They must just have like a million collected companies. I would be very surprised if there was a Spell Queller on this, but who knows? Okay. Yeah, this is just like triple collected company, and I'm gonna get wrecked. I think this deck really should have had Wraths in it. Don't know why it doesn't have, what do you call it? Kaya's Wrath. Well, let's hope this Blast Zone ends up doing good. This is where I pray that he doesn't collected company into a selfless spirit. If he does, I'm basically screwed. If not, then I've got a chance. Come on, don't hit selfless. The nice thing is if he doesn't hit selfless, he can only take 1 and 2 drops. Because 3 drops just instantly die. Yeah, alright. Well, that's frickin' awesome. That is exactly what I needed. Okay. That whiffed company right there basically won me the game on the spot, so that's nice, you know. Take it. I will take it. Drawing a card with Spectral Sailor is not going to win him the game. This Starfield's going to make it impossible for me to lose from here. Like, he's not going to win by letting the Starfield go off, and he's also not going to win by, well, he's just not winning from here. Starfield of Nyx and Doom Foretold is kind of the lock. Might as well play another Doom Foretold, right? I mean, each Doom Foretold's gonna make him sacrifice it or discard a card, so not like I'm gonna have to worry about losing permanence to them. All right, now for the hard game. Maybe I don't want that many demonic pacts. It's treacherous as well. Maybe this is better. Just give this a try. Could really use a Thoughtseize to know how to sequence my plays better. Fatal Push, Birth of Meletus is going to get me a land. Yeah, this seems fine. Actually, just gonna kill that right off the bat. Where's my Trials of Ambition? That's what I really need right now. Curious if I can get Kurnaros to resolve. I don't think so, but I can hope. Imagine this is going to be a spell queller. Just want that 3 life a turn. Spell Queller is definitely the reason that Spirits is a deck. Like, without Spell Queller, that deck would not exist. Now he doesn't have Spell Queller, but now I don't have a specifically amazing card to play. Trial of Ambition is kind of good, actually. So let's play Trial of Ambition. Kills one of these stupid things, probably just the Mausoleum Wanderer. The nice thing about seeing the Selfless Spirit is I feel like the Selfless Spirit implies that he doesn't have either a Spell Queller or Collected Company, just because if he had Spell Queller, Collected Company, or Rattle Chains, I can't see why he would ever make that play. Right? If he has Rattle Chains, then he would be able to flash in the Spell Queller in response. If I Wrath, then he'd be able to flash in Rattle Chains and Selfless Spirit. If he had a Company, why wouldn't he just, like, End Step Company or something like that? If he had a Spell Queller, I imagine he would have just kept it up for whatever next card I could have played, so I feel like he can't have Collected Company. Of course, he's trying to pay cost right now, so don't know what that could have been, but some kind of Lord Gideon of the Trials. Alright, that one's not something I expected at all. Totally fine with that. Gets blocked by my walls for multiple turns. He's got no Spell Queller. I get to resolve a Doom Foretold. Yeah. Alright, Doom Foretold resolves. Opponent has to sacrifice something. Rattle Chains. Okay, well, I know what my opponent's hand is, in that they don't have a hand. Imagine they sacrifice the Rattle Chains. Maybe Selfless Spirit. Rattle Chains it is. Supreme Phantom is a little worrisome. So sacrifice Birth of Meletalus. Trial of Ambition is nice, so I think I'm going to go Trial of Ambition. He's got to sacrifice a creature. Probably going to be the Selfless Spirit. That's my bet. Oh, Supreme Phantom, okay. And then Gideon of the Trials. And I have plus on Spell Queller. This is going to really incentivize him to sacrifice the Spell Queller, which will unlock my Kurnoros. Having the Abyss in play is pretty good against a lot of creature decks. I've just noticed, like, the differential in time taken. 20 minutes on my clock, 6 minutes on his. 6 minutes, 50 seconds, but still, like, yeesh. I'm glad that this is like one of the timed round by round events, because I get way less angry at people taking forever in the ones where like each round is going to take a set amount of time no matter what than I do in just like regular League play. Regularly play, I am not the most patient person. Sacrifices the Selfless Spirit, really? Alright. Definitely gonna chump the Gideon of the Trials. Glad that those things finally had some use. I'm gonna play Doom Foretold. I think the only way I see this going tremendously wrong is if my opponent has Collected Company here. That's gonna be pretty bad. Really? That was their top deck? Come on. Don't have a Spell Queller. Don't have a Spell Queller. Please don't have a Spell Queller. Empyrean Eagle. And Nebelgast Herald. Doom Foretold resolves, so that's pretty good. Alright, what do I do to survive? I could plus on his Gideon of the Trials. He sacrifices Gideon the Trials and maybe Nebelgast Herald. And I die to a Lord? I could plus on Spell Queller. Let's see. He's gonna sacrifice two things, right? So if I Emblem Gideon, he's gonna kill Gideon. Sacrifices two things. Goes down to two permanents. I'm forced to sack Trial of Ambition and Gideon. Alright. What gives me the best odds of survival? So actually, wait. No, I want to punch Gideon, right? That forces him to lose another permanent? Yeah, that's got to be way better than any other line. Because by animating Gideon and attacking his Gideon, he will lose a permanent, either by chump blocking or by, well, letting his Gideon die. And then he sacrifices two impermanents and is down to one permanent at the start of his turn. There's no way I lose from there. Yeah, okay. Attacking Gideon was definitely the correct line. so glad that Collected Company didn't hit a Spell Queller. If it hit a Spell Queller, I was toast. Alright, his Gideon dies, and now he has to sacrifice 2 permanents. Sacrifices the Empyrean Eagle, sacrifices the Nebelgast Herald. I think I'm going to sacrifice Gideon and Trial of Ambition. And then play Starfield of Nyx. Kronos is nice. Although it might just get sacrificed to Doom Foretold. Seems likely. Alright, so let's put that, and then Trial of Ambition here. Let's use Starfield of Nyx's ability. No, I'm going to sacrifice the Doom Foretold, I think. So sacrifice Trial, sacrifice Doom Foretold. Treacherous Blessing. Doom Foretold dies. I get a Knight, and I'm going to bring back, well, probably Doom Foretold. Yeah, alright. There we go. That was a fairly intense match. Let's see how the next one goes.